Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to the weekly Monday Motivation Podcast, No More Excuses podcast and videocast. If you're watching me, I am Sandy Ballard, the Badass Business Coach, and I appreciate you being here for listening, watching, sharing this with others, and for investing in you. And guess what? This is only the second, well, it is the second Monday in January because lucky us, we get five Mondays, which means extra motivation. It's time to get your ass in gear because it is a new year. We have new goals. We have new intentions. We have new, I don't like the word resolutions. We just have new things we want to do. So let's get off our ass and get going, right? And for the new year and all the things that we're going to do and accomplish together, I want to thank you for everything you've done and for all of you who downloaded the worksheets, and appreciate you telling me what your word of the year is. I mentioned one previous podcast that a client of mine emailed me and said her word was me. And that's great because it really means she's going to focus on her and herself, her self-care, and everything that, it revolves around her. And if it's not helping her be happy, making her happy, then what is she allowing? What is she allowing to do to herself, her self-esteem, she's breaking down the boundaries. And for some of you, that may seem kind of selfish, but to me, I was like, that's great that her word is me. So anyway, thank you again for being part of this. And like I said, for investing in you. And for some of you, hopefully all of you, recently my fourth book, Leverage, was published. And I want to talk a little bit about that today because that's really just what we need to do. I talk a lot about digging deeper to play bigger. And that was a little bit about what the book is. It's leveraging what you have, leveraging who you are, who you know, and your superpower. One of the quotes I use in the book is, everything you need is inside of you. Don't wait for it. Wait for others to light your fire. You have your own matches. Right. And I read that in the law of attraction. So I love that. So think about that. It's already inside of you. It's just sometimes we're too afraid or we don't know how to step out of our comfort zone and leverage our own abilities and leverage who we know. Maybe we aren't comfortable asking someone to help us, or we don't know who can help us because honestly, we've been disappointed before. I've been disappointed. And, it's just a learning curve. I talked about that last week in my social media post. It's about asking people the right way and understanding who you can ask to help you. And, everything, like I said, is inside of you. We all have something we can leverage, but do we know what it is and how to tap into it? Do you know how to use it for the greater good? I'm a DISC certified coach, so I talk a lot about understanding your personality, understanding other people's, not so you can use it for evil, but learning how to leverage that knowledge and communicate more effectively so you can work more efficiently and be more productive. And then bottom line, make more money, right? It's like we all have something inside of us. We all have somebody we know. Let's tap into it. Let's leverage it so we can grow, succeed, and achieve our goals. And just, to step back a little bit in the book, I talk about the definition of leverage and the Merriam-Webster's definition. I'm going to read this so I don't get it incorrect. I don't quote them incorrectly. The action of a lever or mechanical advantage gained by it, and power effectiveness, the use of credit to enhance one's speculative capacity. Okay. Well, my own quote of leverage is the ability to tap into you, to tap into others' uniqueness, talents, skill set, abilities, aka superpower, to help you or both grow personally and professionally and achieve the success you desire. So that's what I really want us to focus on this year, is leveraging who and what you know, who and what is in your world. The phrase that really has stuck with me for many, many years is you have what other people want. And I wish I remember where I heard that, who said it, where I read it. I just had it on my filing cabinet for years. It was taped on there. So anytime I would start feeling a little less confident, a little nervous about something, I would read that. You have what other people want. I have what other people want. You have what other people want. And it's inside of us. So let's share it. Let's not look at it as that it's gloating or bragging. We're born with it, but most of you, listening don't know how to tap into it to help it catapult you to the next level. We're born with that dim light, and we have to learn. Sometimes we are kind of squished, and I always say our spirit was broken at a young age. I didn't tap into my eye of my disc assessed personality until I was older in life, because I was too afraid to be me, I guess. Perhaps it was part of how I grew up. Perhaps it was just part of the judging world that we are born into and we learn about. So I held back. I would be goofy and my jokey, funny self in private with my close friends, but got into the classroom, got into, the business setting, and, I shut it down. And I still have to control it. And I learned how to not control it, manage it, because sometimes my eye flag, as I call it, will fly, and I'll get a little too over the top excited. And, but when I speak, I always want to speak to a group and be educational, but be light and fun and energetic. I want to help give you some of my energy. So, who are you? And if you've not taken the DISC assessment, email me, Sandy@sandyballard.com. Remember, Sandy with an I. And I'll send you the assessment link. It's a great informational tool to use for you, for your significant other. I've had people give it to their kids who are like teenagers and up, and staff. All my clients take the assessment. All their staff takes the assessment, so we can help educate each other or them on what each other's assessment is, how they communicate, what their style is, and all that. So back to the dim light. Like I said, mine was kind of, I don't know if it was squished, squaddled, whatever, but I would let it peek out. And then, of course, later in life, as I would come out as me, I also then wasn't taken seriously sometimes as a business owner, as a coach, as a leader in any field I was in. When I was on a committee or a board, or I led the Chamber of Commerce, sometimes people saw me as a little too goofy and not as serious as I should be. But then once you learned who I was and how seriously I took it, I had one guy tell me once, "Man, that flip or that switch can flip, and you are on it. You are ready to work." And that's who my assessment is I'm a DI split, which means I'm a general that likes to have fun. So depending on the situation, I want to get the work done so we can play, or you talk me into it, we can have a good time and do the work later. But usually it's let's get the work done so we can play. And that's it. So contact me, email me. Let's do the DISC assessment if you haven't yet. But I had to learn how to manage that. And so that's what I help people do. And so even if you felt stifled or squished with your personality, how can you pop that out, but still manage it in certain situations, right? You don't want to walk into a funeral being loud and funny. You don't want to walk into a wedding and steal the show kind of thing. But you want to be able to be your own person. And that's part of who I am and what I've leveraged is my personality. And, thinking about how you need to be, how you need to be in a meeting, how you need to be in a presentation, what do you need to do? I mean, you're not going to go flailing about, but depending on the situation, you can be you. You just need to maybe manage it a little bit in different areas of your life, right? And, thinking about the leverage, the who and how, who and what think about this. So as I'm looking at who you are, we just need to start. We need to start and look at what do you feel is your superpower? What do you feel you have to leverage? In my book, chapter 1, that's one of the things I talk about is, have you grab a pen and pencil or pen or pencil and think about that. What do you feel like you're good at? What do you feel like you really excel at and help people with? What do people come to you for? That's what, people always say, oh, you're really good at blank, fill in the blank, because sometimes we don't realize we're super great at something. We don't realize what our superpower is and what we can leverage. And some of the things in my book I talk about, and I talk about with all my clients is, what do you have that you can leverage? Some people have more time than money. Some people have specific skills or talents. Some people have crazy, amazing connections. They seem to know everyone. And a lot of time it's your mindset. What's between the ears, right? Behind the eyes. It's more than what you see. And your personality, like I was saying, in certain situations, my personality, I leverage it to work the room, to own the room, to manage the situation, to then also being the badass business coach. That's a lot of times where I'll flip it to the D and be like, all right, this is when I need to put my foot in your ass and get things done. And I'm not playing. So I really have a lot I have to manage with my own personality. And sometimes people don't like it when that D comes out and I start putting my foot in their ass, getting the whip out and putting them in shape, making them do their goal worksheets, and so maybe you already understand a little bit about who you are and what you can do. So for me, I leverage, and my superpower is getting people into action. And that's what I'd like to know about this week. I'd like to hear from you. What do you think your superpower is? So get out a sheet of paper, type on your phone, type on your computer, write down 3 to 5 things that you're really good at, you think you're really good at, or people come to you and say you're really good at, or that people are always asking you to help with. There's people that are not in the technology world as a business, but people always seem to come to you for IT help or for questions on a certain software. I have a friend, Anne. She's amazing at Excel. It has nothing to do with her job, but she's talked me off the ledge and taught me how to do a lot of things in Excel. So I leveraged her talent with Excel to help me get shit done. And so that's what I want to do. So this week, write down 3 to 5 things that you are good at, or people come to you and ask for help on all the time. And we'll go from there, because that will probably be your superpower, and we'll tap into that. I'll help you learn how to tap into that and leverage that to help you achieve your goals. So, all right, email me, sandy@sandyballard.com. Comment here, wherever you're seeing this or hearing this, and let's start getting things done. All right, getting shit done. It's the beginning of the year. We have 5 Mondays, like I said, to get things done, to really get that motivation going so we can kickstart the year and make amazingly badass things happen. All right, I look forward to hearing from you. Cheers.